Yo, 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 what it is, people, we is back. Another day on Keep It G News. And there, yo, we in Durskin Federal Courthouse. Straight up, man. 'Cause we got to talk about this Trenches News character. You feel me? Because he took the stand, as was expected. You know, I knew he was going to take the stand the whole time. For the people that been following me, especially when I was talking about Trenches News in the beginning, y'all know my stance on him remained consistent. But people on YouTube not keeping it real, man. And I got a question for the people that been following Trenches News all this time. You understand what I'm saying? So, before I get to any of that, like I said, subscribe to the channel. But check out what your man did. Over the course of nearly 2,000 YouTube videos, Martell Wiley has covered his face to discuss the often violent intersection of Chicago gang and rap cultures. But Wiley ditched his signature mask Thursday and took the stand in a federal trial surrounding the brazen killing of rapper FBG Duck. In doing so, he revealed himself as a longtime government informant who's been paid handsomely for his cooperation. Speaking in quick bursts, Wiley cursed, cracked jokes, and discussed his close connection to both the victim and defendants, some of whom he identified in surveillance footage. His tone and tenor closely resembled the video he posted on his popular Trenches News YouTube channel, which he has repeatedly used to discuss the case. I'm Michael Jordan on YouTube. Wiley boosted about the channel, which has about 114,000 subscribers. During his testimony, he acknowledged that he reached out to law enforcement and offered help shortly after FBG Duck, whose real name is Carlton Weekly, was gunned down in the Gold Coast neighborhood on August 4th, 2020. He noted that he was close friends with Duck's slain brother and described Duck as one of the coolest, smoothest dudes. And that's why I'm here today, for him, said Wiley, who greeted Duck's mother as he left the courtroom. Wiley's perspective on Duck's death is unique. He's been affiliated with both gang factions at the heart of the case. On trial are 6 members and associates of the OBLOCK set of the Black Disciples: Marcus Smart, 24, Christmas Thomas, 24, Kenneth Robertson, 30, Charles Leggins, 32, to Carlos Alford, 32, and Ralph Turpin, 34. Anchored to the Parkway Gardens housing complex at 64th Street and King Drive, OBLOCK has been locked in a bitter, years-long war with Duck's Tuckerville faction of the Gangster Disciples. Wiley told jurors he joined another Black Disciple faction when he was 15 and later moved to Parkway Gardens, which is also known as O-Block. He said he eventually shifted to the other side in 2010 when he had a falling out with members of O-Block and was shot. As he reflected on his time on the street, Wiley insisted he's no longer active and now uses his online platform to bash gang members and encourage kids to avoid the same path of violence and incarceration he had taken. At one point, he told jurors he's trying to help the city be a better place. Ain't no money in the streets now. They're broke, starving gangbangers, he said. They need to get on YouTube. Despite those comments, Wiley spoke fondly about his first shooting he carried out, calling it a rush, while noting that a gang rival had been struck 17 times. At the same time, the convicted felon downplayed his long criminal record and an outstanding warrant stemming from a pending case in Minnesota. Earlier this week, FBI Special Agents Kevin Dole told jurors that Wiley was paid nearly $25,000 over roughly 15 installments for his cooperation. He will provide background information. He reviewed surveillance footage and reviewed social media postings, Dole said, adding that Wiley was dropped as an informant for a time when he grew unresponsive. Meanwhile, defense attorneys pressed the government for information about Wiley's prior cooperation with the Bureau, which goes back more than a decade. On Thursday, the lawyers successfully argued for more time to review FBI documents that were recently disclosed, including notes of interviews. They are expected to begin cross-examining Wiley on Monday, when the trial resumes. At the end of Thursday's questioning, Judge Martha Picot told him that he's technically remained on the stand until then and shouldn't discuss the case in the meantime. I won't go on YouTube, he said with a smirk. I promise. Certainly not, Picot responded. I told y'all before, when this first happened, that Trenches News was sent on YouTube. I promise you he was, man. The man was sent on YouTube to gain intel on Chicago culture. Because let me tell you something about blogging, right? When you're a blogger, you have people sometimes will inbox you information. And this is not information that the police is going to have. And I told y'all the police is not stupid. They're good at what they do. So it could be situations where the police know this. And they got to have somebody on the inside. You understand what I'm saying? Somebody that can get information that they can't get. And that's what creates a Trenches News. A blogger on the inside that can get information and report it back to the FBI, you know, the people he was really working for. They paid the man $25,000 on 15 installments. So how much information did he really give them? And who else did he give information on? Because it can't just be OBLOCK. I promise you it is not OBLOCK. And I feel sorry for anybody that sat down to have a conversation with this boy. But Trenches News isn't the only guy on YouTube that's, an infiltrator. I promise you he ain't. I told y'all on numerous occasions, you gotta be leery of these guys that haven't been on YouTube long. The guys that say they've been on there for 2 years and they got 100+ subscribers. That's not normal. Especially when their content not even up to par. You understand? A lot of these guys with large followers, they don't even really create content. They just get on their phone and talk. Editing, terrible. Takes, terrible. But the numbers will make you believe that these guys are popping. That's what Trenches News did, In my opinion, I think somebody was playing with the numbers. But for this man to be an informant for 12 years and for people to be subscribed to him and people was really repeating some of the things that Trenches News said like he was an honorable individual, it's crazy. So my question is to the people that was subscribed, man, how do y'all feel about that? Do y'all feel betrayed? I know if it was me, I would feel betrayed that I really watched this man and supported this man, and this man ain't got integrity. Because that's what snitching is, man. Snitching is a selfish, low morale thing to do when you're a man and you once was involved in street activity. It ain't even gotta be street activity. Just if you're a man of honor and morals. People get in trouble for what they do, yo. I will never be in a situation where I will allow the police to trick me into taking somebody down when that's not my job, that's your job. And they do it good. You see what I'm saying? They do it well. So they got a lot of these guys that's willing to bend that way, but not keep it G News. I promise you. But Trenches News was on the stand and told on these guys. And the reason I think he told is because he got ran from OBLOCK. You hear it in the article. He was shot. And he haven't been to OBLOCK since. He had a falling out with him. So it looked like to me he got ran from OBLOCK. And he held a grudge ever since then. He swore to get him back. And when FBG Duck was murdered, he looked at it like, oh, this is my chance. This is my opportunity to get my get back on OBLOCK. It ain't got nothing to do with him being Brick Homeboy. It's a lot of people that was Brick Homeboy, FBG Duck brother. And they ain't coming to court and testify. They not informers. This got everything to do with him being mad that he got shot and he felt hopeless. He ain't feel like he can get his own get back. So this is his way of getting back. More selfishness. It's not about anybody else, y'all. And I'm probably the only one on YouTube saying this, but the reason this case went federal has nothing to do with FBG Duck being murdered in the Gold Coast. It has everything to do with the case not being strong for the state to pursue it. All the witnesses and the evidence is hearsay. It's third-party evidence. The state can't use third-party evidence. That's why I say the case is not really strong, because there's nothing really concrete tying any of these guys to the murder. No weapon or nothing has been confiscated, has been found. No witness on the scene can identify none of these guys. Trenches News is the only one that can do that. And he not even on the scene. He just identifying them from previous relationships that he had with these people. But you can't forget about the guy from OBLOCK telling, And I said that in the beginning when I heard it was somebody from OBLOCK telling. I said, man, he probably got caught with a pistol. That's what happens in most cases, man. Somebody will get caught with a pistol and tell everything. And that's one of them catch-22s that, the police and the government use to their advantage. Because they put us in these communities where you got to be strapped and armed, because if you don't, you can lose your life. But at the same time, they lock you up early, so now they take your gun rights from you. So they always can use that tool. If I catch this man with a gun, now he facing 15 years with the feds, he going to tell everything, and that's what they do. But I wanted to make this video because I really want to know how people feel. Do people feel betrayed by Trenches News? And to say that I still don't believe this case is strong, at least not for Muwap. The strongest evidence they have in this case is all pillow talking. And I'm also intrigued to see how the defense handled Trenches News. Cause I'm sure they're going to highlight some things, His payment is going to get highlighted in court if it haven't already been. And his criminal history. He still got an open case in Minnesota. That could be part of the reason he's testifying as well. We got to see what that case was about. I think another blogger covered that. But let me know how y'all feel about us in the comments. This is another day of Keep It G News.
Nigga can't do what I do, y'all niggas can't copy me. Let's keep shit G. Let's keep shit G. Let's keep the shit G. Let's keep shit G. Let's keep shit G.